In October of the year 2000, and just days apart, Houston, Texas was rocked by the murders of two women, both named Mary Morris. The shocking similarities in their deaths sent ripples of fear and speculation through the community, sparking a mystery that remains unsolved to this day.
No one could believe it when we first got word of the second murder. The case didn't make sense at a first glance. Mary Henderson Morris was the first to be found. The 48-year-old loan officer was found dead in her car, with signs of a brutal attack. Just 3 days later, the 39-year-old nurse, Mary McGinnis Morris, was also found similarly murdered in her vehicle.
On October 12, 2000, Mary Lou Morris left her home for work, but never arrived. Her burned body was found later that evening in her car, along with a note stretching for 3 miles from her house. The detectives were baffled. There was no robbery, no clear motive. 3 days later, another Mary Morris suffered violence. Mary McGinnis Morris was a nurse. She was found dead in her car in a similar remote area. This sparked up a larger concern and made this case much more serious. She had become panicked by someone she saw at a drugstore on the way home from work, making a 911 call. During this call, she was beaten to death and then shot. Authorities found her body in the vehicle while one of her maids stretchered for her. She was scared in the days leading up to her death. In the weeks leading up to her murder, she was having marital difficulties. In addition, a new co-worker at the clinic began to creep her out. At one point, she found herself rearranged and a note that said "death to her" on her desk. She assumed her co-worker marked her for death because he was recently fired. The murderer made her death appear as if it was a suicide, and investigators observed telltale signs of the struggle. Authorities struggled to find a connection between the two murders. The only common thread was their name and physical resemblance. Speculation ran rampant. Was it a case of mistaken identity, twisted coincidence, or a contract killing gone wrong? The similarities were uncanny. It was almost as if the killer was targeting anyone with Mary Morris.
The timing and similarity of their deaths, combined with shared names, were hard to ignore. Two prime suspects arose during the investigation. Mary McGinnis Morris's co-worker, who had been recently fired and threatened her life, and her husband, who refused to take a polygraph or confirm his alibi by having his daughter make a statement. The case remains open, without concrete evidence. No one can be brought to justice, so the murders remain unsolved, and questions remain unanswered. Were these women targeted for their names and likeness? Or is it even possible for this to be a coincidence? The truth may never be known.
The Mary Morris murders remain one of Houston's most perplexing unsolved cases. The quest for truth and justice continues as the city remembers the two women whose lives were tragically cut short. As we search for answers, be reminded of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk behind even the most ordinary days. It urges us to be cautious of everyone around us, no matter how much we trust them. This has been a journey into the unknown, an enduring mystery that continues to haunt Houston and those who remember Mary Lou Morris and Mary McGinnis Morris.